Welcome to Dumas.
Now, I know all y'all don't know who it is because I just got here today. My hometown is a little town way down Dixie way. Now, everybody down there for miles around all calls me by my name. Now that I'm up here in your big city, I sure wish y'all would do the same. I'm a ding-dong daddy from Dumas, and you ought to see me do my stuff. Yes, a ding-dong daddy from the Dumas, and you ought to see me do my stuff. I'm a ping-pong papa from Pitchfork Prairie, ought to see me strut. I'm a ding-dong daddy, got a whiz-bang mama. She's a Bear Creek baby and a Wampus kitty. I'm a ding-dong daddy from Dumas, and you ought to see me do my stuff.
And good afternoon on your Tuesday. Gentleman Jim here with you on the 50s Dance Party. We're going to play a tune for you. Folks, stay tuned. I have a very important interview coming up. And Ken, you're doing research on the Shamrock Fire of 1956.
Yes, and we thought we needed to capture some of the small personal stories surrounding the event from the widows and the children and the relatives, the doctors, nurses, firemen, plant workers that were there. While these stories were still available to us because we've lost a lot of the people that were directly related to the fire at this point.
Well, Ken, we do appreciate it, and we'll try to help you get some folks to come out and give their personal experiences of that tragic day.
Thanks, Jim, and thanks to everybody for listening to us.
So the next morning when that fire alarm went, I thought, if he doesn't hear this alarm, I'm not going to wake him, and he heard it immediately. He just got right up and got his clothes on and left.
When they buried my dad, and you actually stood there and watched the casket go into the ground, when I realized he was going into the ground, that is when I remember crying hard.
There, of course, you could see the smoke and fire from the house. It took a long time to really come to the realization that this actually happened.
Our first aid man, Charlie Lummis, he was killed in it. And several of the foremen were killed that were down there trying to fight that thing. And 20-some odd, I think, were killed that day. Plus, I don't know how many more were burned.
Nearly everybody was volunteer.
I mean, they want to see them. Show us your scars, Granddaddy, you know, from all the grandkids and so forth. Tell us about how that happened.
That's the hardest thing that I've ever had to do in my life, was to go tell my mother that my dad had got killed.
I was lucky that I had my children to think about, because I wouldn't have wanted to have lived at all.
Well, I went through a bunch of fires out there, but that was the worst one.
So the only thing they found was my dad's work boots and his glass eye.
So they found your dad's hand out there today.
The shape those poor men were in was horrible. I've just never seen anything like it, and you never forget.
I did know I was burned pretty bad. Years later, I had heard that I was burnt so bad that they might not have expected me to make it.
It's a distillery, and they use heat to do it, and when you got a heat source, a combustion source, you know, you're going to have a problem. That's just all there is to it.
Of course, Shamrock denied it, but they said it had been, you know, reported, but they just hadn't fixed it.
But I doubt very seriously if it had enough heat at 5:32 a.m. to have started these fires.
See, the tanks was on fire, it was inside the refinery. So they could have let that tank burn out for 2 or 3 days.
I've carried the best of my father with me. He had a great happy-go-lucky spirit, and he was fun to be around. Let's make the most of this moment.
I dream a lot of times at night that I'd see him somewhere way off.